Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Mental Health Storytime, brought to you by the Children's Book Bank. My name is Lori, and I work for the Children's Book Bank, where sometimes I do storytime. Right now, I'm doing storytime from the comfort of my couch, and I hope you're watching it from the comfort of, a comfy chair or couch. I don't know. Today, it is October. It's been October for a couple of days, but this is our first mental health story time in October, so we're moving from back to school stuff that we talked about in September to managing problems is what we're going to call it. In October, we're going to talk about managing little problems and big problems and how to deal with the stress and anxiety that can come from dealing with a problem. A lot of those problems probably are school related. Like if you're having trouble in a certain subject or you're having trouble dealing with a person who's, not being nice to you, that kind of thing. Today we're going to talk about just problem solving in general. The first book I'm going to read is What Do You Do with a Problem? By Kobi Yamada and May Basin. There it is. And the second one is a story about someone who solves a problem in a sort of unique way. It's called Anna Carries Water by Olive Sr. and Laura James. So let's do What Do You Do with the Problem? Here we go. Let's make sure you can see. Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know how it happened, but one day I had a problem. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. I really didn't like having a problem, but it was there. Why is it here? What does it want? What do you do with a problem? I thought. You see, it's getting bigger. I wanted to make it go away. I shooed it. I scowled at it. I tried ignoring it, but nothing worked. It's still there. I started to worry about my problem. What if it swallows me up? What if my problem sneaks up and gets me? What if it takes away all of my things? Let's see all their things there. Do you think that's what the problem's going to do? Let's find out. I worried a lot. I worried about what would happen. I worried about what could happen. I worried about this, and I worried about that. Do you think that helped? And the more I worried, the bigger my problem became. I wished it would just disappear. I tried everything I could to hide from it. I even found ways to disguise myself, but it still found me. It's getting really big now. And the more I avoided my problem, the more I saw it everywhere. I thought about it all the time. It didn't feel good at all. Now it's taking up the whole sky. I couldn't take it anymore. This has to stop, I declared. Maybe I was making my problem bigger and scarier than it actually was. After all, my problem hadn't really swallowed me up or attacked me. I realized that I had to face it. So even though I didn't want to, even though I was really afraid, I got ready and I tackled my problem. When I got face to face with it, I discovered something. My problem wasn't what I thought it was. I discovered it had something beautiful inside. My problem held an opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to learn and grow, to be brave, to do something. It showed me that it was important to look closely because some opportunities only come once. So now I see problems differently. I'm not afraid of them anymore because I know their secret. What do you think their secret is? Every problem has an opportunity for something good. You just have to look for it. And that is the end of my first story. What do you do with a problem? And that one you don't have to look too hard for, what the meaning is or the moral of that story is. What you do with the problem is not hide from it and not worry about it in ways that aren't healthy. It's not really helpful to say, oh no, what's going to happen? It is healthy to think about your problem and think about ways to solve it, but not just to worry and do nothing about it. That's what they're saying there. And just like mistakes, having a problem that you solve means that you achieve something, which is pretty cool. And so within your problem, like in the book, inside of there's an opportunity to do something cool and to grow, which is great. Anna Carries Water is a little bit different, as you will see, because she has a little problem. It's just a little one that sort of bothers her, and it gets solved in a different way. This is a very big book, so I'm going to have to make sure you can see all the pictures. It might take a minute. I think we'll show half and half. Look how big. All right. Anna wanted to carry water on her head more than anything. Her family lived way out in the countryside. Their water did not come from a tap. There's Anna. And there's her family getting their water buckets. And there you can see the whole picture. Every evening after school, the children went to the spring for water. They walked in a straight line. First Doris, then Karen, then Rohan, then Trevor. There they are. Then Robbie, and last of all, far behind, came Anna. There she is. Why do you think she's the very farthest behind? Do you want to look at them again? I think it's maybe because she is the smallest, the youngest of her siblings. When she got to Mr. Johnson's field, Anna ran to catch them up. Anna was afraid of the cows. Which might sound a bit silly, because cows are pretty harmless, but they're also very, very big in real life. So that would be scary if you're small. The children had different water containers: large metal cans, plastic buckets, an empty cheese tin. Anna was the smallest of all. She had the empty coffee can. Anna was proud that she could carry water, but one thing she couldn't do: she could not carry that water on her head. They are collecting water. There's Anna. Doris filled her big container first. She floated a dasheen leaf on top. Doris walked with her hands at her sides. Not a drop spilled. Then Karen filled her bottle. Rohan helped her. Not a drop spilled. All the children helped each other. They stood ready to go. All except for Anna. And they have it on their head. And there's Anna trying. They turned to look at Anna. Anna filled her can with water. Come on, Anna, Doris said. Just hold it with your hands. No, said Anna. I want to carry it on my head. You'll make your clothes all wet, said Rohan. I won't if I put the leaf in, said Anna. Oh, Anna, they all said crossly. They are waiting for her to try. Anna picked a dasheen leaf. She tore a little piece off. She put it on top of the water so it wouldn't splash. Then Anna put the can of water on her head. There she is. Do you think it's going to stay there? I don't know. Oh, the can fell off. Anna got wet. She started to cry. Now see what you've done, said Rohan. Anna cried harder. Don't cry, said Robbie. He filled Anna's can again. Just hold it with your two hands, Anna. Do not put it on your head. All right, said Anna. The children walked in a straight line home from the spring. Across Mr. Johnson's field, they carried the water back to their house. There's Anna holding it in her hands, and all her brothers and sisters carrying it on their head. That must be frustrating. Water for cooking and drinking, water for washing dishes, washing faces, and cleaning teeth. I think that's Anna helping cook. And water for washing dirty feet at night before putting them into clean beds. Water for the animals. They didn't carry water for bathing or washing clothes. Everyone bathed and washed clothes in the river. They would have to carry a lot more water if they wanted to wash at home. There's our cat. Doris took Anna inside to change her clothes. Anna was happy again, but she still wished she could carry water on her head. As soon as you're old enough to learn, you'll learn, Doris said. But how? Anna asked. It just happened, said Karen, so don't worry. And they are back at home. One day, just like any other day, the children went to the spring. They filled their containers and put them on their heads. Anna filled her can and held it tightly. They set off for home. First Doris, then Karen, then Rohan, then Trevor, then Robbie, and then last of all, really far behind, came Anna. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Anna was all alone in Mr. Johnson's field. The cows were lying down. The cows were chewing and chewing. Anna looked at the nearest cow. The cow looked at Anna. Yeah, that's a little bit spooky. That was right in your face. Anna was so frightened she didn't think. She just took off. She ran and ran. What's special about that picture? Let's find out. In the meantime, the others had reached home. "Where's Anna?" Mama cried. "Where's Anna?" said everyone. They all rushed over to Mr. Johnson's field. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. What are they seeing? Anna ran up straight to her mother. Her father laughed and grabbed the can of water and drank it. Her mother hugged her. "Oh, Anna, you never spilled a drop," she said. "We are proud of you," Papa said. They all shouted, "Hooray!" Anna was so happy. She carried water on her head. She didn't spill a drop. She didn't get her clothes wet. She would get a bigger can now. "Hey," Anna said, "what happened to the cows?" "What cows?" "The cows that were chasing me." "Do you mean Mr. Johnson's lazy cows?" asked Rohan. They all started laughing. "Look at the cows, Anna," they said. Anna looked. You see the cows? All the way over there. The cows were lying in the field, chewing and chewing. Not one had moved. Anna laughed as loudly as the rest. She turned cartwheels with happiness. She didn't feel frightened of anything. Boop. And there she is doing a cartwheel. Because this story has a happy ending, and Anna kind of fixes her problem in a different way than the child in this one does. Just like her sister says, she waited. She just let it happen naturally. So I guess when you're facing a problem, one thing you can do is decide if it's a little problem that will probably sort itself out by you getting bigger and just having more experiences and learning new things. Some things just come naturally, like learning to whistle. I remember I really wanted to whistle because my dad could whistle like really well. And I couldn't whistle as a little, very small person. And then when I was about 9 or 10, I realized I could just do it one day. Some things just happen like that. And then other problems do require, some thought. You have to think about, how can I fix this problem? And if you're having a hard time figuring out what kind of problem you're having, you can sort of do what Anna does, which is talk to her family. Talk to grown-ups or bigger people who have dealt with those kinds of things that you're dealing with. and they might be able to tell you how they dealt with the problem, or they might tell you it'll just happen when it happens. And both of these stories, I think, tell you to try not to stress out too much about problems you're having. Instead of worrying about it and using up all your feelings to think about that problem, try to use your brain. Try to use your logic and figure out how to solve it first. So that's all I have to say about problem solving today. I read, just one more time, What Do You Do with a Problem by Kobi Yamada and Anna Carries Water by Olive Sr. And I thank you so much for listening. Next week we will have, I think it's more about how to manage the stress you're feeling when you have a problem. There will be some good books there. But until then, bye. We'll see you next time.